Alright, well, hello people on YouTube. This is SaintAnger74, and I kind of wanted to finally do with the Diamond Assault Rifle, kind of just showing you what they are and what they do. Games. So yeah, here we go. I'm going to do them in order, in a nice order from start to finish, so I'm going to have to cut it out in the middle. But yeah, it's okay. So, start off with the MTAR. Now, before I talk about any of the challenges, what you're seeing right now is my favorite setup for these weapons and what I use to do good in different game modes. And this is combat training, so it doesn't count. But, you know, still, it's all fun. So, yeah. After you've completed the headshot challenges, basically what you're doing is, for everything except for long shots, you're pulling out your attachments, your perks, your everything that works for you. What works for me, for example, is Ghost Hardline, Toughness, Scavenger, and Dexterity, and then nothing, and then the gun and 2 attachments. So that's how I play personally. That's my best selection, really, for attachments when I play. So yeah, MTAR. Really, this is the average gun. This is if you want an average assault rifle between everything, damage, recoil, accuracy, everything that there is. If you want an average, take this thing, because it's literally, it's very good. If you know how to use it, it's very good, but it will sometimes fail you in close range gunfights against guys that use like SMGs and everything. So, yeah, that's the problem with it. But, you know, that's assault rifles in this game. They lose to SMGs all the time. So, yeah, that's how I rock with the MTAR. Headshots are fairly simple, not very difficult. You know, you can get them done in a few games. Basically, what you're going to be doing is running the reflex sight and extended mags or grip or anything you really want. For me, the reflex sight is your best shot for, on average, what you want. But you might also want something like the ACOG on an assault rifle that has less recoil. So, the hybrid optic is like the perfect thing, because the hybrid optic is mixing the reflex and the ACOG, and the ACOG for me on a weapon like the SWAT, for instance, was a great attachment. So yeah, that's my position on the sight that you should be using. But reflex is it's the thing that you unlock first. So really, reflex, you can use this whenever you want, whenever you feel like. There it is, reflex, with any other attachment you really want. I don't suggest assault. I don't suggest laser sight, just because laser sight on assault rifles doesn't help the way you want it to. It helps in the sense that it reduces the spray, but it doesn't help in the sense where your bullets literally go into the middle of your screen. That's not what it does. It doesn't do the thing where it does the SMG. So yeah, that's where I'm at for attachments. So headshots will be done, and then everything else will be done. So that's my position on the MTAR. Pretty average, pretty moderate. It's a good combination of all other assault rifles and their best abilities. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this weapon. So let's just switch over to the next one, which is the Type 25. Sir. 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 Alrighty. Now, the Type 25. This gun, my preference for this is the reflex sight and the extended mags. Reflex sight, because this gun does have considerable recoil, and grip isn't always the suggested attachment to fix this. You want a sight. That's what you want. You want a sight. That's how you fix strong upwards recoil on most weapons. This works. This fixes the problem. So reflex sight is definitely suggested, but ACOG and hybrid are not, just because on sights like this, the recoil becomes way too much for you to handle, and it's not even that good. So that's my position in Type 25. And you want extended mags, because this thing shoots fast and eats ammo so fast. It's annoying sometimes how fast this thing runs out of ammo. So Scavenger is definitely something you want to be running to get those bloodthirsty medals, but I run it anyways, so yeah, it works for me. So the Type 25 also features something that it's like, it's one of the guns where laser sight could actually help you out, just because of the high rate of fire. But I wouldn't necessarily, I don't like this weapon. I don't suggest this weapon, but some people like it, and a lot of people do good with it sometimes. it's better for winning close range gunfights. I can tell you that for sure. So let's switch over to the SWAT. And the SWAT is actually part of 3 weapons that I put in a group where you want to be playing hardcore. Hardcore is definitely want to be playing with this weapon. For hardcore, this thing is literally an instant death for anybody who wants to face you. And for hardcore, you don't have to put on select fire. I just put on select fire in core because it is something I like to put on. But for hardcore, the burst itself will just it's an instant death for anybody that gets in the way of this weapon. So for hardcore, take off the select fire and play hardcore to get the headshots, because I was literally getting like I don't even know, over 20 a game. It was ridiculous how good this thing is for headshots. And ACOG sight is something I really recommend. And even if you put select fire on this in core, try to burst this. Don't try spray, because it does have some considerable recoil with select fire on it, and it does run out of ammo pretty fast. But if you kind of pull an in-betweener on the recoil and the high damage that it does when you shoot really fast with this thing, because it's a 3-shot kill in core. So if you put select fire on this, you kind of want to balance, because if you put select fire on this, you will run out of ammo really fast, but you will kill fast. So balance between this, and there's not much else to say about this gun except for play hardcore and put on a more zoomed sight. Like ACOG hybrid optic also works. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this gun. So let's switch over to the FAL. The FAL, I'm telling you this right now, it's honestly, I hate using this weapon. I hate using it. It's not even that good, in my opinion. It's not that great of a weapon. It's just that so many people use it, it's annoying as hell. So that's where I'm at. And I feel like select fire on this weapon is unnecessary. After all the patches, it feels like select fire has been nerfed to the point where you're either one of those noobs that uses it with target finder, which I think is a useless sight. You're either one of those people, or you're just one of the people that doesn't use this gun at all. But I feel like if I use this gun, I'm using it for a long range engagements, and I'm not putting select fire on it. That's my opinion on this weapon. So yeah, the FAL, not much to say. You can do anything you want with it. It's the one single fire weapon that doesn't need hardcore to do good. You don't need any type of sight, really, quite to be honest, because it almost has no recoil when you don't have select fire on it. So it's pretty easy to get your headshots and all the challenges after that. And so let's switch over to the last one in this group, the M27. And you may have been able to tell from past gameplays that the M27 is a gun that I despise. I hate this weapon. I absolutely hate it, because it just you could see that right there, where I couldn't kill the guy in the amount of time it would usually take to kill with an SMG or something. It takes too many shots to kill, and it shoots too slow. Like, I know for a fact that if I play my best, I may not even be able to get a nuclear with this thing and recruit combat training. So I really don't like how this thing handles. It's not that great of a gun, but the good thing about it is that it has almost no recoil. So headshots for it are very easy. It's up to you what you want. You don't even have to equip any sight, but reflexes is always suggested, just because it makes it a lot easier to, you know, get headshots with this weapon. So yeah, let's end the game. Let's get those other 4 classes set up. I'll meet you back when I'm done with that. So yeah, see you guys later. Well, no, let's not see you later. Let's see you once I switch over. And yeah. So we are back, and we're using the Scar H. The Scar H is, it's also one of those love-hate things, but I found that its high damage output and the fact that you can put a reflex sight on it and wreck just makes this a real worth using gun. Now, the way I would handle is, this gun has the most recoil in its class. The way I would suggest getting headshots with this, put on a low zoom sight, like the reflex. The reflex is what I would put on any high recoil weapon. But basically, reflex sight, and then aiming above the head. Because what happens is that you kind of want the recoil to do the work for you with this gun. And the thing is, the recoil, it kind of tends to bounce the gun around. And sometimes the balance goes down, and because of your natural reaction whenever you see recoil to pull down on the stick, that will get you many, many, many headshots. It'll get you so many headshots really fast. So actually what you want to be doing is aiming above the head and then pulling down. And that way, you won't be getting that shot to the chest. Which is the thing that pisses people off, and it especially pisses me off whenever I go for headshots. Because I hate it when I accidentally hit someone in the chest and then don't get the headshot. So that's my pet peeve when I'm going for things like headshots with the gun. So yeah, that's my perspective. The Scar H is a very good weapon if you know how to handle a low fire rate weapon that at the same time has a high damage output. So yeah, handle the recoil and handle the low fire rate, and this gun is a beast. So that's where I stand on this gun. And let's switch over to the next weapon, which is the SMR. The SMR is the second out of the 3 weapons that I really feel deserves hardcore. This gun in hardcore, anything to the chest up is a one-shot kill. You won't be able to see by this gameplay, but this thing is a beast in hardcore. If you keep to your long-range engagements, and if you find a good place to hold down, my favorite of which by far was the house on. You get hijacked quite a bit when you play hardcore, and the house on hijack with the controls and the steering wheel and all that stuff. The house there, if you go downstairs and head glitch behind the table and look through the door into the middle of the map, you are just invincible. Nobody can kill you. And you definitely don't need select fire on this weapon. I'm just using it this is the way I would use it in core. But you definitely don't need select fire. This thing is a 1 to 2 shot kill at any range. Any range, 1 to 2 shot kill. You really will have no problems with this if you're playing hardcore. So yeah, this is one of my hardcore beasts. I did a video on this gun, and I said that this is a very good weapon for enjoying hardcore. So you know, just trust me on that. It's a very good weapon for enjoying hardcore. So yeah, let's switch over to the M8A1, which is the 3rd out of the 3 hardcore beasts, because in fact they are. This gun is just, it's a 1 burst kill always. It's a 1 burst kill. You might need to if the burst misses. That's the misconception. People say no, it's not a 1 burst kill, but that's because your burst is missing. If you strafe or your enemy is strafing, it becomes very hard to get all 4 shots on target. But in hardcore, this thing is a 2 to 5 shot kill, depending on the range. Its range drop-off is considerable, though. This thing does have kind of a range drop-off, so you want to avoid that. But in hardcore, what you want to do is put on the laser sight, and then at close range, you just want to hip fire. You don't want to aim down the sights. Most engagements you'll see, you do not want to hip fire with this gun. I mean, you don't want to aim down the sights. You want to hip fire. Hip firing is so good with this thing on hardcore. It's insane. People will drop dead in front of you because, like, before you even react, you randomly press R as a panic. Like, you press the trigger by panicking when the guy's there, and because your laser sight condenses the bullets to the point where 2 or 3 of them will hit the target, this thing is so good. And also for hardcore, because if you burst this weapon, I don't suggest select fire on this gun. If you burst this weapon in hardcore, it will also grant you headshots so easily with a sight like the reflex or the hybrid optic or the ACOG. So that's my stand on the M8A1. I think this gun is a beast if you play it the right way in the right game modes. It can get some real work done for you. So that's my opinion, and let's scoot over to the final weapon, which is the AN94. The AN94 is a very overused. I won't say it's overpowered because it does suck a lot at close range, but it's overused to the point where on a map like Carrier, you'll see it a lot. You'll see almost everybody using this gun on a map like Carrier, and so that's where I stand on the AN94. It has recoil, but at the same time it doesn't have recoil. It depends on how you want to look at this gun. It's really a matter of perspective. But for headshots, this gun was the biggest challenge. It may be a surprise, but it was the hardest for me to get headshots with. I had a tough time adapting because the recoil is random. Absolutely random. You don't know. It sometimes could bounce up like crazy, but sometimes it's just not there, and it's hard to get your sight really well on target. But I suggest on this gun using the high zoom, like the ACOG and the hybrid optic sight, which it's even though the recoil can be overwhelming for the sight, it's easier to get your shot to the head, maybe on target. It's a lot easier. But this gun, if you don't go for headshots, does get work done for you. It's very powerful, it's very strong. At close range it sucks, but if you use it right, if you put on the laser sight or you get all your shots on target, it can be very, very beneficial. So that's where I stand on the A94, and that's where I stand on all assault rifles. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this nice tutorial-ish explanatory type of video. It's a long one, but hopefully you can digest it all, and you skip to the gun that you wanted, because I did say that you're going in order. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. See you guys later, and goodbye. I have nothing more to say. See ya.